Hi and welcome to another exciting edition of The Juice. Our guest today has many names. Some people know him as the king of the Lagos party. Some people know him as the R&B king of Africa. And some people know him as, yeah, I can't say that one. Welcome Banky W to The Juice.
What was that one?
I'll tell you after.
Okay, cool.
You got me hypnotized, it's like I hit it double, baby. The way you roll, control me, girl, you know I want you later. Just let me pull up to your bumper, baby.
We were trying to speak to you around February when your album dropped, R&B W.
Right.
Yep. A fantastic album, well done.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And when was the last time you released an album? Wasn't it like about 3 or 4 years ago?
It was about, somewhere in that neighborhood, yeah.
Why the wait? Why the long wait?
Well, in that time, I kind of shifted focus from being a solo artist to being an executive. And so, I signed a couple of artists that I thought were really fantastic. And I spent a lot of my time working on kind of executive producing their albums and, pushing them and marketing them and setting up E.M.E. because E.M.E. was, the whole name of the company is Empire Mates Entertainment. And so the dream that I had with my partners was to build an empire. And of course, an empire can't be a one-man show. So it was never meant to be a one-artist label. It was always supposed to be, like a real music company that has all kinds of A-list artists. And so it was necessary for me to actualize that. I had to kind of take a little bit of a step back and push other people into the limelight. And I think we did a pretty decent job with that.
Yes, you did.
And but now I'm wearing the artist hat again, just not today.
So this is your, is it fifth album?
This is my, what is this? It's my 4th full album.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Before this, there was the
W
Experience.
Before that, it was Mr. Capable. Before that, it was Back in the Building. Of course, that was while I was still in Yankee. And before Back in the Building, actually, there was an EP called Undeniable.
Okay.
So we have been walking for a minute.
You actually have been,
we've been grinding for a bit. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about R&B W. One thing that a lot of people have said is that it sounds, you still have, obviously a lot of R&B in this. I think it's kind of more R&B than your previous album. And the sound seems like a bit more grown up.
Yeah, I think that, it is grown up. And I think that part of the reason for that is as you grow and as you evolve as an artist, or as you evolve as a person, you're also supposed to evolve as an artist. And so you can't put the same music out now that you put 4 or 5 years ago, that you put 10 years ago. And you also have to be careful, and this is something that I tell artists all the time, is you kind of have to have a definition of who you are as a person, and you can't really follow the trend. So just because, whatever Jim Pop music is hot or that's what the radio is playing, if you fall into the trap of imitating somebody on the radio, then at best you're going to sound like an imitation of that person. So for me, I'm a little bit more grown up now. I'm a little bit.
Yes, you just recently celebrated your 32nd birthday.
I did just celebrate my 30th. Thanks for putting my age out there on blast.
It was everywhere.
Whatever. Didn't mean you have to encourage it.
Banky recently celebrated his 27th birthday.
Thank you. I was going for 25 though.
For the 5th time. It's okay.
No, but So I am a little bit more mature in age. Still young enough, but a little bit more mature in age. So I wanted the music that reflected who I am as a person, as opposed to falling into the trap of trying to be like whatever else, might be out there right now. And I think that people understand that. They know when you're faking it. They know when you're being true to yourself as an artist, and somehow they connect to that. But if you, kind of mess up and try to copy somebody or sound like everybody else that's out there right now,
like
then
counterfeit.
You'll just, that's all you'll be. And so it's a little bit more mature, a little bit more grown, but I'm comfortable in this arena.
Let's talk about the kind of music you do.
Cool.
So you sing.
Yes, I do.
You kind of do, can we say it's dance music? It's not really dance music. Like, clubbish kind of music.
Sometimes, a little bit.
All right.
Here
and you
there.
rap.
Yes.
And you rap.
A little bit also.
Very well. All right.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. I think you surprised a lot of people with the Bad Guy P remix.
Right.
So I remember when I first heard it, I was like, that's Banky.
Yeah.
He's rapping. He's rapping and he's doing it very well.
The funny thing is I have always kind of flirted with rap. If people go as far back as my first album, there's always a song where I would just do a rap verse on. But a lot of times through the years, people always just assume that, they always say, oh, an uncredited rapper, or, you know, they just think that it's somebody there who didn't get credit on the song. And I think Bad Guy P, you know, with the way that they wrote it, the credits, they said, oh, LOS featuring Banky W. And everybody knew who Sarkodie was, and obviously knew who LOS was. So they're like, oh, so is this really him on the beginning? So, you know, I think that's the first time people really paid attention to the fact that I mean, I rapped on Low Key, I rapped on Strong Thing, I rapped on Lagos Party. I think it really depends on my mood. I think that nobody's one way 100% of the time. You know, like, you're sometimes a sinner, sometimes a saint, sometimes you're... a saint. Okay, whatever you say. Sometimes a liar. Sometimes, you know, sometimes you're in a party mood. Sometimes you've just broken up with somebody, or sometimes you're about to fall in love. So I think music, you know, different kinds of music reflect different moods that you could be in.
So last year you also signed a whole bunch of new artists as well.
Couple, yeah.
Yes. Niyola. Shaydee, and
NdJ Exclusive.
Yes, Skales was a good few years before, of course. All right, so how did that happen? Was it like a sort of audition process? Did they have to, I don't know, stand in front of you and just...
Well, you know, it's been pretty different for each artist that we've signed on the label.
Let's talk about Niyola. She's like the first lady of E.M.E.
Yeah.
So why Niyola?
Well, actually, funny enough, I ran into Niyola many years ago. I hadn't even started living in Nigeria yet. It was 2007. I came for my sister's wedding, and I was part of this Ovation Red Carol thing. And I went to go to the bathroom, and I heard a female singing in the bathroom. So I kind of just hung around, like, wow, this person's voice is fantastic, and I just hung around because I wanted to see who it was. And she walks out, and then I spoke to her. I was like, oh, were you the person singing? And then I introduced myself, and so we kind of had a kind of very cordial friendship since that time. And I just always felt like she wasn't in the right musical environment to bring the best out of her. And so, you know, as time went on, you know, basically she you know, we found a way to bring her onto the label. Shaydee, I met in Ilorin at a show, and he had opened up for us, and I just thought he was a fantastic vocalist. And so he came to say hi afterwards. So we had a conversation, and he was on the label at the time, so we didn't really do anything, but the label folded the music operation, and so it was a natural fit for him because he'd always been coming around. Wiz, I had heard his music before I even met him, so by the time I met him, I already knew, you know. And then the same thing probably for Skales. So for each artist, it's a different thing each time, but what I would tell unsigned artists is just go out there. Like, God always gives you enough to start, you know, so go out there, record your demo, get it in the hands of DJs, get it in the hands of producers or radio people or whoever you can find. Start performing at shows. Like, you really never know where you will come across somebody who can hopefully help you and get you to the next level. But the worst thing you can do is just sit at home and expect that Jesus will come down and, you know, take you and put you on a stage somewhere. So, but all of these people were already out working and pushing their talents as best as they knew how before I came into the picture, and that's what artists need to do.
So there were rumors that Whizkid was going to leave the E.M.E record label.
Right.
And, you know, rumors back and forth that he was going to start up his own label and everything, and that things were like awful, that you guys were fighting, and it was just ugly. Yeah. Like a big, massive, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, I added the last bit. But what happened?
Big, massive bit.
I don't know, I was just over-exaggerating.
Well, you know, I preface the answer to that by saying that when you don't give people bad news, they create it. And so there were discussions. I mean, you know, Wiz is a fantastically talented young man, and, you know, I'm very proud for the work that we've done with him, and, you know, for the heights that he's been able to attain. But of course, you know, as we grow, you know, with growth and with success, you know, goals become bigger, and, you know, he wants to start his own label, and we're doing this thing internationally now. And he has his ideas of how he wants that to go. And so, of course, when that happens, then you all kind of come to the table and figure out the new arrangement for that to work going forward, so that everybody remains happy. And it was not nearly as bitter or as violent or as I don't even know what the word is, as people made it out to seem. And it was just funny to me because it's just ironic how bitter people can be and how much people are really hungry for, you know, for slander and bad news. And we've seen breakups.
Yeah. Well, I think because of the More Hits, you know, split. And because
Yeah,
of that,
I think people
got
were looking
really
for that.
hungry for that
You
kind
know,
of
I think they
information.
were looking for that trend. And, you know, right after More Hits and then, you know, a couple other labels split with artists. And so people, you know, I would wake up and I would see that somebody had photoshopped my profile and said that Banky W said this, you know, yeah, you are this or you are that and you are mad and I'm going to replace you. And then Wizkid said this, I'm not replaceable. And these things were literally being pulled out of thin air, you know, and, you know, on our end, you know, he is still on the label, you know.
That was going to be my next question. I was going to ask you, is he or isn't he?
No, he is still signed to E.M.E. And, you know, we're in full support of, you know, if he, you know, whether it's Starboy or what we're doing with Disturbing London, we're actually all working together to make sure that this goes smoothly. But people were just really bitter and looking for fights, you know, and, you know, I'd never given them anything, you know, any quotes, and he never did. Or in fact, nobody till date, nobody has ever really said anything because, you know, we're adults and we're gentlemen and, you know, we're businessmen and, you know, and everything is fine, like it's cool.
All right, so we sorted out the music. We talked about the music for a little bit and who is at the record label and who's not.
Right.
Like who's present, who's absent, whatever.
Right.
Let's talk about R&B. What do you think
Are
I'm
you
going to
ask me when I'm getting married? Because that seems to be the question that I get the most often these days.
No. Well, I wasn't actually going to ask you, like, you know, why aren't you married? I was going to sort of ask you, is there a special somebody? And yes, I know Jesus is very important in your life. It's very important.
And my mother is very special and very important.
A special somebody that you are in a
Romantic
situation with.
No, I'm still single. I'm single and dating. So you know, I guess single and available.
Could we just say hi to everyone?
Hello, everybody. But no, I mean I'm still very much single, and I think that I'm not in a rush, you know, like I'm making myself a better man. I'm working on myself and my issues so that, you know, when I'm ready and the right lady comes along, I will be able to commit fully with no issues. And I want to do this right and I want to do this one time.
So you don't give gifts out on Valentine's Day, is that?
Are you asking me if I gave gifts this Valentine's Day?
Yes.
I did actually, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. All right. I see you're having fun with this. That's what's up.
We're just having a conversation. All right, let's talk about the, because you've been linked to one or two famous ladies.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting.
Do you want me to name them or?
Sure.
Okay. A lot of people seem to like Chidima. She's adorable.
She's very adorable.
Okay, moving swiftly on.
She's very cute. I like her a lot, and she's a fantastic talent, and she's pretty, and she's portable. You feel like you could just pick her up.
Yeah, Link said that last time that he just wants to put her in his pocket. Which
I
was
take her in my
very,
hand
very,
luggage when I'm traveling.
You know, strange.
But she's very cute. She's very cute. I love Chidima.
Shay.
Also very talented, pretty girl.
Hey, somebody on your label. Niyola's hot.
No, Niyola's like my little sister. Niyola's like everybody's sister at the label. It's not.
No. Okay, let me see. Who else?
That's good, really. You don't have to keep going.
Okay, so we've talked about the music.
Yes,
we've
we
talked
have.
about your love life. Although in a very coded manner. So if you weren't doing music, if you weren't, I don't know, what else are you doing? You're doing music, you're kind of, can I call you a part-time chef?
You know, yeah, something like that.
All right, so if you weren't doing the music and the part-time cooking, what would you be doing?
I could also be a teacher.
A teacher?
Possibly.
I don't see that.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of love and respect for teachers because I think they help create all of the great people in society, but they're never considered great themselves. In fact, I think they don't get paid enough, but that's another story for another
What subject?
Probably something creative, music, drama.
But Mr. Wellington, the arts teacher.
Or English, because my English teacher is still one of my favorite, you know, personalities. Shout out to Mr. Oke, if he ever sees this, my English teacher in secondary school. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you very much for stopping by,
Pleasure.
Mr. Wellington.
Thank you.
Drama
Yes,
teacher,
Niyola.
it fits, it fits.
That's what you
You
say?
could sort of do like part-time teaching.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Thank you for stopping by. Best of luck with your album and best
I
of luck with
appreciate it.
2013. And best of luck with your love life as well.
Thank you, I need it.